Alrighty, everyone, it is time for the finale of DSP versus the Internet for October 1st, 2023. This is episode 33. It's been a wild ride. We have seen all kinds of crazy videos. We've seen comedy. We've seen horror. We've seen documentaries. We've seen animation. We've seen crime. We've seen a lot. But we're not done yet because we got more to see, so let's continue.
Alright, we gotta slash this red orb.
Well, this is my playthrough of Ninja Gaiden from many, many years ago. I never beat it. I tried so hard to beat this game. Let's go to the end. This is the final boss, and I keep getting to him, and then I just can't fucking... Oh, this is where I rage quit. Hold on.
What? You're telling me I didn't press a button? I can't... The game's button presses aren't working! I give up. This is bullshit. This game's complete bullshit. Fight the final boss for the first time. Oh, you didn't kill him on the first try? Replay the whole final stages. Fuck you. So poorly made. Fuck. I'm done. I'm done. I quit. Fuck this.
So, the problem with Ninja Gaiden is not that the final boss is insanely hard or anything. It's that to get to it, you have to replay the entire final stage, and the entire final stage is insanely hard. So you have to get to the whole boss in one go. See, let me show you. So this is the first form of the boss. It's like Dark Souls before there was Dark Souls. This is the first form of the boss. And all it is a bunch of fucking shit flying everywhere.
Oh.
So you beat it. Now watch this.
Fuck. Now what?
We're not done.
Father! Where am I? Ryu? Are you Ryu? Yes, Father. Oh, he's awake.
See you later, Willow. See you later, Derek.
This fucking asshole. The Jockio. You both will die. Watch out. Oh, of course. I just saved him and now he's gonna die.
Yep.
Father. Ryu. You've got to get them for me.
You got to get them for me. You're so verbose, Father.
Jockio.
Now here's the true final boss after having fought the first form, and you don't get... you do get full health.
Oh boy.
This is the true final boss.
What the fuck?
Oh my god. It's still hitting me no matter where I go, I get hit. It definitely looks like there's a pattern to it, does it not? It looks like if you play this in a certain way, you can jump on the wall and jump off the wall and slash him so you'll never take damage. That's what it looks like to me.
I'm gonna die. I'm done.
And that was it. After that, you have to replay the whole stage, and I couldn't get to the boss again without having like any spare life. So I was incredibly frustrated. So I never beat it. This is one of the games, Ninja Gaiden 1, I've never legit beat. I would love one day to go back and try to beat it. It's on Switch right now, but I never beat it. I would like to try at some point. Anyway, what's next? Breaking Kitchen Episode 6? What the hell is this? What are we looking at? Head chef? What on earth? Yes, it's Gordon Ramsay and Walter White. Breaking Kitchen.
With the bar set high by the Salamanca family.
Definitely a 5. Good job.
You make 7!
7.
Breaking Kitchen enters its next phase. Let's turn our attention to the next participants.
Right, next up, Walter.
It's time to make America cook again.
Nice.
Pizza.
Stop it. Seriously?
It's one of these mashups. That's the pizza he throws on the rooftop, right?
Honestly, it looks terrible. The dough's uneven. Look how soggy it is.
Can't we at least just sit down and eat a piece of pizza together? Just hash things out like adults.
But let's be honest with each other. Because you didn't really make the sauce.
It's mad.
methamphetamine.
That's it. Get up!
There it is. There's the pizza.
You gotta be kidding me!
All right. It's funny. It's if you like Breaking Bad and Hell's Kitchen, but it's also very dated, right? It's all right. Let's keep going.
What the fuck are these things? Giant haystacks?
More. All right. No, we're not watching more of me this week. Even I'm sick of me this week. Let's continue. Ooh. Now this I dig. This is Boomer Kuwanger. I know this. Boomer Kuwanger from MegaMan X. Yeah. With real instruments. Sounds amazing. So good. That song is so good. So good. Love Mega Man X. Amazing music, amazing gameplay, man. Masterpiece, exactly. Masterpiece is correct. Yeah. The bass makes the whole song. I could fucking listen to this all day. I really could. This music is so good. All the classic video game music is so good to me. I like the soundtracks of Mega Man 1 through 3 and Mega Man X. Those are like the most epic to me, and I remember a lot of these songs from back in the day. Dun 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 dun. Yeah. Sometimes you just need to chill. Listen to music. Oh yeah. Come on! There it is. By Yuko Takahara was the original composer. Well, shout out to Andrew Thompson, David Koch, who did an amazing job with that. That was really, really good. I loved that. Very nice. And whoever nominated that, thank you. That was really good. Very nice. Okay. Steve O getting injured.
This video is probably going to upset some people, but it's a story that must be told about the time I got burned while wearing this t-shirt. It's actually a really beautiful love story about me and my fiance, Lux.
Oh, I'm sure.
We'd been living together in my house, which looked the same way it did back when it was my bachelor pad. So I wanted to redecorate it, and I decided to blow up my living room to create new materials.
So he blew up his living room, and it blew him and lit him on fire? What an idiot. I don't understand. Again, this is the jackass culture, right? I don't understand this. Wow, he's so cool because he blows himself up. And look, his arm's all fucked up. I don't want to watch this. You know how disgusting this is? His arm probably has like giant chunks. Yeah, look. He's got burns all over his fucking body. Like, wow, good job, Steve. You stood in front of an explosion and let it damage your body. I mean, it's so impressive. Really. Like, I'm just so blown away by you letting things blow you up. I don't get it. I just don't get it. All right. Forget this. Oh, my God. What is it when you guys submitted these clips? Look at this. Come on.
Did you know that there was a time when people paid to watch other people's deformities?
Yes, they did.
You'd
Free
probably
shows.
get canceled today if you did this, and rightfully so. But back in the day, circus freaks did actually exist.
Yeah.
And people would travel great distances to see people who had physical deformities.
Yes, they would.
They'd pay money, go into a tent, and then look at the
Wow, of
wreckage
course
that
that's
was somebody
computer-generated
else's
there.
life. What we may overlook now, we were allowed to point and laugh at back then, but only if we paid to do it. Join us as we tell you about the 10 circus freaks that actually existed.
Wow.
Number 10. Charles Stratton as Tom Thumb.
He was real.
Charles Stratton
Right.
was born a healthy baby boy in 1838 in Bridgeport with a
Bridgeport,
waitress
Connecticut, where I used to live.
and carpenter for his parents. All was well for a few months until it would be discovered that he had actually stopped growing. At only 4 years old, the boy was only 25 inches tall and would not grow much taller. In the 19th century, a person like Charles might have faced a grim future, but somehow he managed to make the most out of his life. That year, his parents took him to meet a person who would eternally alter his life, Phineas T. Barnum.
Yep, from Barnum and Bailey
could see the
Circus.
potential in this tiny but good-looking young man. He taught Charles comedy skits, and the student quickly outperformed the master, showing a knack for improv.
Wow.
Barnum, who gave the boy the stage name General Tom Thumb, took him on tours all throughout the United States. Curious visitors railed to see this man in miniature, intending to pity him, but being taken aback by his wit and charm. He even performed for Queen Victoria and Abraham Lincoln. In the meantime, his employer, P.T. Barnum, hired a 32-inch tall woman, Lavinia Warren Bump, who had already gained fame as a performer. Charles fell in love immediately, and they married at the year's biggest event. Matthew Brady photographed the wedding, which was featured in every magazine and newspaper in the country.
Wow.
The newlyweds ventured on a 3-year working honeymoon worldwide, and Charles had performed before a greater number of people than any other person in history before the creation of television, arguably the most successful of all circus freaks. Number 9. Myrtle Corbin as the Four-Legged Girl.
I knew about that because there used to be a P.T. Barnum museum in Bridgeport, Connecticut, and I went to it a couple times when I was a kid, and it had all of the people who Barnum had featured in his shows featured, and Tom Thumb was the biggest one. Like, he became like a worldwide celebrity. Yeah.
The Four-Legged Girl fascinated many. Born in 1868 in Lincoln County, Tennessee, with a rare fetal abnormality,
Oh my God.
Myrtle's body was fully formed from her head down to her belly button. Below that, though, it would split into 2 pelvises and 4 lower limbs.
Wow.
And not only that,
very
but she also had
weird.
2 pairs of sexual organs,
God.
complete with 2 wombs. She also appeared to have had 2 sets of bowel systems, both completely independent of each other. So one side could have diarrhea and the other could actually be constipated.
What the fuck?
It's pretty fascinating,
Oh.
actually. When she was age 13, Myrtle decided to join the Barnum Circus. Nothing about Myrtle's appearance on stage hinted at her strange condition, aside from the unusually large lower body and a clubbed right foot. She was a pretty girl with a normal figure. But when she pulled up her gown, the audience then gasped. She was 19 years old when she got married to James Clinton Bicknell, and a year later, doctors discovered that she was pregnant from her left uterus. That first pregnancy ended in an abortion, but Myrtle, who had stepped down from show business, eventually gave birth to 4 healthy
Oh,
children.
she was able to have a family.
Other circuses would
Huh.
attempt to recreate her show's incredible success, but enchanting ladies with supernumerary legs were never to be found. The issue would be resolved with pretty standard freak show creativeness by employing some ruse. Although she was labeled a freak, Myrtle lived an everyday life and passed away just shy of the age of 60. Number 8.
It's nice to hear that she had a normal life and a family, you know? I mean, what a predicament to be born with 2 lower halves. Jeez.
Fanny Mills as the Bigfoot Lady. Fanny Mills
Oh my
seemed to be an
God.
ordinary woman from the waist up. That's why her stardom came from her feet. Mills, also
Holy
known as
shit.
Ohio Bigfoot Girl, had a condition that allowed her feet to grow to incredible proportions.
Whoa.
Fanny set out to make a lot of money from her
Could she
circumstances
even walk normally? Oh my God.
and did so from the years of 1885 to 1887. She would perform in dime museums all over the East Coast, which showcased anomalies like 2-headed calves. People would flock to see her, and that meant that Mills could earn up to $4,000 per week at times.
Huh.
Fanny would be born with Milroy's disease, a condition which mainly affects women, and was the reason for her lower limb swelling.
Oh my God.
Mills's feet quickly ballooned to an unbelievable size. Most accounts would say that her feet were 19 inches long and 7 inches wide, and she was said to have worn shoes that were crafted from 3 goat skins and socks that were made out of pillowcases.
Yeah, what I was gonna say was that's not muscle, that's not sinew, that's not bone. That's like swelling, right? Like, that's incredible amounts of swelling and skin and probably callousing. Oh, man.
Even though Fanny Mills made a modest fortune as the Ohio Bigfoot girl, she still didn't have enough time to enjoy it. When she gave birth to a stillborn child in 1887, her health began to deteriorate, and she then retired from dime museums in 1892, and at the age of 39, she would pass away. Fanny Mills was a byproduct of her time, faced a misconstrued medical problem. She relied on performing at dime museums where she could at least get paid for stranger stares. Number 7.
King Be Cruel, my bad that we skipped your PUBG vid, but like I said, we had watched way too much of me playing games already this week and previous weeks. It just was not the right week for that video. But you submitted the MegaMan video, right? That one was really good. So thank you for that.
7. The Elastic Man, Felix Wary. Felix earned the name the Elastic Man for his ability to stretch his skin out and bend his fingers backwards and forwards.
What's up with the skin?
Felix could truly stretch out the skin on every part of his body, and this was due to a condition known as Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, which causes the skin to be highly flexible. Skin, joints, and walls of blood vessels are the connective tissues in the body that are affected by this disease.
Can we go to another one? Can we please go to another one?
Time exploitative to make money off of people like Felix, or were they instrumental in providing good work for anyone who couldn't find a job elsewhere? Number 6. Robert Huddleston as the Pony Boy.
God.
Robert Huddleston most likely had a severe congenital disability, commonly known as back knee deformity, and according to most records, Robert couldn't stand upright or even use crutches, so he lived and moved about on all fours.
Wow.
Even after what looked to be a crippling illness, Huddleston maintained an incredibly active lifestyle and an incredible work ethic. Robert Huddleston was born in 1895
so his
in the
legs are backwards. His legs don't bend forward at the knee, they go backward at the knee.
Vicinity of Excelsior Springs, Missouri, and spent much of his early life helping out on the family farm by milking the cows, loading up livestock, and harvesting crops. Huddleston spent his young adulthood as a logging teamster, hauling trees and lumber 15 miles per day while attached to a wagon. He guarded his hands against rocks and brush particles by attaching small wooden blocks with
Literally
leather.
a workhorse.
And
Get
due
it?
to this heavy labor, his
Shit.
arm and shoulder strength became famous amongst his peers. He would later become a Texas freak show performer, albeit a very respected one. The short stint was highly successful thanks in part to his fantastic work ethic and led to additional work with many larger organizations. Huddleston finally toured North America with the Tom Mix Circus, and his act was mainly composed of exhibits of strength coupled with unusual flexibility. According to legend, he could throw his right leg across his shoulder like a bale of wood. Number 5. Chang and Eng, the Siamese Twins. When it comes to renowned performers, these two are unquestionably the most well-known Siamese twins of all time. They were born in Thailand in 1811 and discovered by a British merchant who helped to bring them to America to perform in the freak shows. They decided to retire after making a lot of money in the circus and purchased property in North Carolina. And like any other rich person living in that day and age, they also enslaved a lot of people. They were married and even lived in separate houses, with the brothers switching half weeks in each. They ultimately had 21 children between the two of them.
What?
Like many Siamese twins, Chang and Eng died just hours apart, 2.5 hours apart to be precise. Chang and Eng were surgically detached upon their arrival to the United States, but some concerns about the operation's safety, along with the twins' obvious concern for each other's comfort and impressive adjustment to their condition, would lead them to decline the surgery. They were skilled marksmen who could also run and swim and worked very well together. Number 4.
So basically, they were Siamese twins and they could have been medically separated, but they decided not to. And then they lived a normal life together and had 21 fucking kids. That's insane.
Stefan Bobowski, the lion-faced man.
So this is real.
Now, if this man was born today, he would be hailed as the best hipster. Bobowski seemed to have had werewolf syndrome, but it was later known as hypertrichosis by scientists. Hypertrichosis is a hereditary condition that causes excess hair growth upon the body, and when Stefan's mother was pregnant with him, she witnessed his father being struck by a lion, which she obviously blamed for Stefan's ailment. He was discovered when he was 4 years old in Europe and spent most of his career touring that area of the world. Still, though, he did spend some time performing in America, where he went on tour, of course, with Barnum and Bailey.
Yep.
Stefan was not only strange in appearance, but also super bright and actually spoke 5 languages. The word on the street was that he cherished his congenital disability and the prospects that it provided for him. And when we think about it, it was a wise and optimistic perspective for him. According to one friend, he also aspired to be a dentist, but found freak show work more financially viable. He then moved to New York in 1920, quickly becoming a popular attraction at the Coney Island Dreamland Circus. Stefan went back to Germany and succumbed to a heart attack in 1932.
Oh, heart attack.
Number
Yeah,
3,
sucks.
Isaac Sprague as the live skeleton.
Oh my God, this can't be healthy.
Isaac
Look at
Sprague
this
was
guy.
born in 1841 and was the healthiest child in the area.
Oh my
His
God.
parents noticed him losing weight dramatically when he was 12 years old, and it was too early for a boy of his age to be changing his metabolism. His mother and father were both healthy, so they had no idea what illness had struck him. He eventually stopped losing weight around age 18 and wound up weighing only 19 kilograms.
the hell?
But he also needed to make money, so in 1865, Isaac met P.T. Barnum, who convinced him to sign a deal for $80 per week to be part of his show. $80 per week back then equaled to $1,320 today.
There you go.
So decent money for not a whole lot of work, but at the cost of daily humiliation. Despite his condition, he went on to marry and have a family, and even had healthy children.
Nice.
But this also meant that he'd have to keep up with the gruesome work to support them.
Right.
When he was 41 years old, Isaac would be diagnosed with extreme muscle atrophy, which caused by the disorder that kept him skinny. Because of the shows and his worldwide acclaim, the medical community became interested in the case to the point where Harvard Medical School offered him $1,000 to investigate his body after he died.
Wow.
Some of Isaac's family members revealed that he had lived in extreme poverty for the last 3 years of his life, with no earning from anyone, and even after accepting the funds from Harvard Medical School, nobody knows what became of his body after he died.
Oh, wow.
Number 2, Mirin Dejo, the invulnerable man.
What?
Have you ever wanted to put a blade through your chest? No? Well, me either. But even so, there's someone who did.
What the
Mirin
fuck is
Dejo.
going on?
He began doing this in his 30s
Oh,
while hanging out
God.
in Amsterdam bars and made a whole lot of money by ingesting glass and razor blades and
Oh.
also allowing people to pierce his body with other things.
My God.
So, how did he get there? Well, when he was severely wounded one day, the injury didn't actually cause him any pain or discomfort, and it had no impact on his body
What
at
the
all.
fuck?
He had believed that he was invincible since that time. He wandered freely around bars and cafes, offering for people to try and kill him with a knife for money. Doctors would watch his performance several times and even offered him an X-ray because they believed that he was under the hypnotic influence when he was pierced by a blade through his chest. The blade clearly passed through the vital functional organs, but Mirin was unfazed and unharmed by it based on his condition. Despite doctors' fears that there might be bleeding after the knife was extracted, nothing happened to him.
What?
He insisted that he had guardian angels that were telling him what to do, and one day they asked him to swallow a needle. It would later be surgically removed, but soon after that he was found dead due to a punctured aorta.
Damn.
Nobody knows how he survived all of that time, but needless to say, don't try it at home.
So no one
Number
actually
one-
knows. Literally no one knows how he survived all of that. That's crazy. We have no medical documentation of how he didn't die from all those impalements. What the
One,
fuck?
Susi the Elephant Girl. Susi, nicknamed the Elephant Girl, suffered from a disease called ichthyosis. In early childhood, Susi's skin disease was expressed vigorously. Her skin soon thickened, turning gray and crumbling to visually elephantine properties. Susi also experienced emotional distress from being mocked and isolated by her peers, and during the summer days, as other children played in the water, she pressed ice on her arms to stay cool because of her skin condition and it preventing her from being able to sweat.
Wow.
She wouldn't cry as the children pointed and laughed at her, not because she was strong, but because she physically
Couldn't cry.
While she clearly didn't enjoy it, her situation did allow for her to participate in some freak shows in the 1920s, even though she was timid and didn't like to put herself on display very much. Having said that, she was a massive success and earned a lot of money all throughout her career, She even landed a job for the Ringling Brothers,
Barnum
which
and
was
Bailey.
at the pinnacle of the industry at the time. To the people participating in the freak shows, it wasn't nasty or intense, but the question for them was, how much am I going to get paid to be mocked and laughed at?
Right.
They were ordinary people just trying to make ends meet.
Wow. Well, I think that was a good one to end this week's show on. What a different show this week, because like I said, this is October 1st. We're at the beginning of Halloween month, and I get the feeling with this themed content, we might have more and more of this kind of content over the course of October. It's very different, is it not? It was weird. We had some weird stuff today, but fascinating stuff too, correct? I had a good time today. I hope you guys did too. I was a little creeped out with some of it for sure, but I think overall, this was a good episode, or a good installment of DSP versus the Internet. Thank you to everyone who suggested things for this week. Thanks to all the members, obviously, posting up these videos, and thank you to everyone who supported the stream live. All right, until next week, same time, same place, Sunday next week, we'll have more videos. And again, I would urge those of you who are channel members, please consider more, Halloween videos, oddity videos, horror videos, this kind of things. Obviously, it's working. It was a really interesting show this week because of that. So I hope you'll join me next week. But in the meantime, thank you for watching episode 33. Until next time, peace out, my friends.